Are you reposting that?
Can you turn it down a bit at least? Jess, I'm trying to watch the TV.
You're not even watching it.
What do you mean I'm not watching it?
You weren't?
I was. Can you turn it off, please?
I don't see what the problem is.
You're on it 24/7 and I'm trying to watch the TV.
These people make millions of stuff like this.
Oh, do they, heck?
They do, I promise. I knew a few people. They
Really?
make millions, yeah.
Should go and ask them then.
Do you think it'd be worth it?
I think it'd be cool to find out.
People would want to see that.
Yeah, let's do it.
TikTok.
It's one of the largest social media platforms of this generation.
Teens and adults alike are obsessed.
Developed in just over 200 days, the platform was home to 100 million users within the first year. And 7 years later, more than 100,000 influencers reside on the app.
But who is it that really makes the content that we see? And how do they go about making it?
Over the next few days, myself and Jess are going to be exploring the faces behind the For You page and the effect it has on our influencers.
We'll be meeting UK-based influencers and exploring their experiences.
Positive or negative? How did TikTok make you famous?
Is TikTok changing futures for the better?
Or leaving behind a damaging social footprint that won't ever be erased?
Is the fortune worth the fame?
This is The Social Curve.
TikTok made me famous.
Fake or fact? It's day one of our investigation. Me and Jess are on the road.
Jason Allen. Do you know Jason?
Is he the guy that busks?
Yeah, so back in Shrewsbury, my hometown, my beautiful hometown, Jason's going to be talking to us about his busking, all things about his career, and he lives in Shrewsbury with his girlfriend, so
Oh, convenient.
yeah.
As we said in the car, we're here in Shrewsbury to talk to the viral sensation, Jason Allen.
We'll be talking to Jason about all things TikTok, music and busking.
So we're going to go join him on the high street now.
And afterwards, we're going to have a chat to see if what we see on TikTok Live is really what happens.
Let's go.
Every now and then the birds will fly like in unison, so you might just get a good shot with the birds at one point. See you later. I remember the sickness was forever. And I remember.
My name is Jason Allen. I'm 26 years old and I am a singer.
The distances we cover, the fits, facts, and the beat.
With his growth and fan base primarily on TikTok, Jason has over 2.1 million followers across all platforms.
After being on the app for 4 years, Jason is now a regular on the For You page of thousands of users worldwide with his short-form, music-based content.
Let's look at some stats about our viral busker.
I guess we should start with the obvious one of how did it get started? What was the main inspiration for creating your TikTok account?
I don't know really, because I downloaded it, you know, it was really cringe. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like having a go.
You would. I was saying this to Jess. A lot of people, when you were taking the mick out, weren't you, for having TikTok?
Yeah. And I think I started the way most people did, where it's like, oh, stupid up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's
Yeah.
like, no guys, I'm in on the joke, promise.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And then you end up scrolling, you're like,
Uh-huh.
I quite like this.
Yeah.
It's
actually.
not serious,
Do you know,
yeah.
it ended up getting all of us, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm 26 now. I think I've had it for about 3 or 4 years. I think I downloaded it around lockdown to try and get me through, or maybe just a bit before, so 2020. So yeah, about 4 years. And then just used it like I would anything. Like if I was out busking, I'd upload like a little 1 minute video of me singing.
Yeah.
Right.
It would get a couple of thousand views. Not if you get a couple of hundred views, like
Yeah.
absolutely nothing, do you know what I mean?
But that was
And
big
then-
back in the day. Like, if you got like a couple of hundred views, like, everyone was buzzing. They were
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like, people are actually
Because you
seeing
didn't
what I'm putting
realise,
out.
did you, how many people there would be on the app?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think any of us knew how
Yeah.
crazy
Did
it was,
you
yeah.
did you like kind of have that goal to kind of get seen on it?
I think as a musician, the goal is always, it's not just to be seen, but like it just makes sense, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
of
You want to keep growing, you want to be
Yeah.
selling out shows, all this stuff.
You want
so
people to hear your music.
You want
in
people,
a
yeah,
sense,
exactly, yeah. That's the root of it all. So more eyes mean more ears.
My name is Jason Allen. I'm a very loud, obnoxious busker. Sometimes, but what I want to actually do is I'm doing like headline shows. I'm actually doing my first ever Shrewsbury show on the 3rd of December. If you like live music, if you like enjoying music, if you like to come and join us and have a great time, then yeah, at the Bottom Market on the 3rd of December is exactly right.
Yeah, but what I did notice straight away that there was slightly more people watching my busking videos than if I was to just do a stupid video with my mates
Okay.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I remember the first ever video where it would have that viral effect, if you will, right?
Right.
Was because people were telling me to do the whole, oh, you need to be doing trends and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And when I hear that, I'm just like, oh, shut up. Like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So I just uploaded just like a 15-second video of, and this again goes into the learning. The shorter videos
Yeah.
actually do better. So like I was learning. But anyway, the caption was along the lines of, someone harmonised to this. So it was a short video and I asked people to get involved in the video and it was a trending thing. Like this song was popular at
Right.
the time. And number 4, it was my niche. It wasn't
Yeah.
just me singing it in my bedroom, it was me busking,
Yeah.
which, you know, wasn't as big as what it is now. So I think I hit a few things on the head and it just, I looked at my phone and it was like 2,000 views in like 2 minutes. And then I was like so excited, I was like, wow. And then like, I literally just, you know, you can just refresh it. I was refreshing, it had like
Yeah.
Yeah. Watching it blow up, the numbers keep going up.
it's going up thousands of views every few seconds.
Wow.
My brain couldn't even fathom that.
Like, has busking always been?
Busking has always been the foundation. of
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
I've
yeah.
done. And I'm actually quite proud to be a busker.
Yeah.
And I know the stigma that goes alongside being a busker, and that's kind of made me more proud. Do you know what I mean? The more people shit on it, the more it makes me like, no, we're a community.
Yeah.
We actually, like, we're
It's not
talented
easy,
individuals. It's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
easy. We put up with a lot of crap.
Yeah, man. Just in case I ever forget when I was born.
What do you think's the proudest moment that you've had so far in your career?
I mean,
I know that's a
hitting a million followers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hitting a million followers on TikTok's just like,
Did that happen quite fast?
yeah,
think,
I mean,
or-
maybe the first 6 months, nothing, and then like you're just kind of going like that, and it was like within, yeah, I mean, I remember there's a point where it was like I was doing an extra 100,000 followers because you celebrate it's like 600,
Yeah.
and I was doing that every few weeks,
Yeah.
and I was like, thank you so much for 700,000 followers,
Yeah.
thank you so much for 800,000. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, it happened relatively quickly.
Wow.
And then I think I've actually kind of plateaued in the last, maybe even like the last year. I think I hit 1.3 million. I don't know if it was, do you even know? I think I was at 1.3 when we met 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been on 1.3 for the last 2 years. So it's
Yeah.
kind of plateaued completely. And if it wasn't for busking, I think it would have really affected my mental health
Yeah.
massively. To go from that level
To
that trajectory,
Yeah.
trajectory, and then for it to kind of just stop is,
yeah, it's hard to take. It really is. But I've come to accept that it's not just me. It's like, you know, the algorithm.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I can't
no
control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I feel it's very dehumanizing because, especially with TikTok, it's just, you've just got to be more and more perfect and more entertaining and more eye-catching, and it's getting more and more competitive. You've got to capture them in the first 5 seconds, and then someone will find a new way to kind of be a bit different and capture your attention, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, capture your audience in this way, and it's just this constant cat and mouse of just grabbing people's attention and just being the most perfect you can be in 30 seconds, and it's given people such a twisted view of what people actually are like. Like, I love writing my music, I love connecting with my fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, even as you've seen, like, I'm about to do the biggest show of my life.
It's crazy.
Over 300.
Congratulations, by the way,
Thank you
that's
so
huge.
much. Thank you.
Really good.
And that's another thing, when I hit my 1.3 million followers, I could not sell more than 100 tickets.
Yeah.
Isn't that mental?
Yeah.
Doesn't that just make no sense?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, and yeah.
Do you think TikTok had a big part of that, or do you think that was generally from how your sort of fan base has grown?
The
in
TikTok
general?
kept me in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd still be a musician right now
Really?
Right.
without the TikTok following.
Wow.
Because, you know, when you're like 20 and 21 and 22 and you do music and stuff, and people are like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when you're 24 and 25 and 26, not cool.
Oh.
Really
You
not
need to get
cool.
yourself a proper
So
job.
not
like,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you do music? Wow, shouldn't you like have a fucking life?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I started to get to a point in my like 23, 24, 25, 26 where I started to like get a little bit quarter life crisis-y, and I'm like, is it weird and sad that I'm like still singing on the streets and this kind of stuff? And I think just the fact that I can go out onto the streets, and even if I'm having a bit of a down day, people will be like, oh, I know you from TikTok, I love your videos, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing the right thing here. I know I shouldn't base all of my self-worth off of that, and I don't now, but I think it really has helped solidify the reason that I'm still doing this thing, and it's given me a career. Yeah. So it's gone like this. TikTok's popped off. It's gone for me. The years of hard work is actually paying off.
Yeah.
Cool. Now I'm something. Realised that it's kind of pretty much just a number. Very nice number, but it's not going to give you everything you ever want. You know?
And it might not last forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might not last
says
forever.
how long
who knows?
TikTok's going to go
Yeah.
on for,
Sorry,
and
yeah,
it's
but
something to preach to kind of the generation at the minute going on TikTok
towards,
who
yeah.
are trying so hard to become full-time content creators or
totally.
try and get fame out of TikTok,
Yeah.
and that's their full-on ambition.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there's so many children dropping out of college or university or something like that, young adults, sorry, I shouldn't call them children,
To do
to
that.
do
yeah.
content full-time, and if it doesn't work, then like you said, where
Where
are they now?
What next?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But, just following on from what you said about obviously like having 1.3, when you had 1.3 you couldn't obviously sell however many tickets. Like you said, you're going on to do the biggest show and you've still got that amount of followers. So obviously your fan base has grown in other ways apart
totally.
from TikTok.
Well, yeah, this is what I was going to say, like, because I think I was so focused on the followers, but not that the actual fan base, the actual people buying the tickets. And then when that kind of plateaued and I realised all my dreams aren't going to come true because of this magical number. And also, it's because it's out of my control. I thought, what can I control?
Yeah.
yeah,
What can you
Having
do?
actual human beings that actually buy tickets to come to my
Yeah.
shows, and that's something that I can do. I can book a show right now in a certain place. I can go on my social media, make my videos, and tell my fans that. And if I don't have enough fans, I will go out onto the street and I will busk and I'll sing to them and I'll chat to them and I'll give them a leaflet and hopefully they buy tickets.
You talked about kind of finding a niche or a unique kind of selling point in a sense. Do you think that kind of the influencer community in TikTok at the minute is getting overcrowded and overpopulated of the same sort of genre of kind of music or beauty or lifestyle, or do you think it's constantly growing and there's constantly room for fresh
I think
ideas?
it's both, isn't it? It's both. Like, people will find something fresh, and then, you know, that's all it is now. Like, I feel when I first started uploading videos of busking, there was hardly any buskers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know personally, like a lot of my friends that busk now, like I was their inspiration, which was really, really cool. But it's obviously kind of diluted the whole thing. And I would never be bitter about it. I'm so glad that the community has grown. But now if I upload a video of me busking, I feel it's almost like, busking content.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
it must be frustrating.
It became like a craze, but human beings don't like being sold to.
Yeah.
They're watching, they just want to be entertained. So it's like, okay, I've got to entertain you and almost shock you within the first few seconds that you keep watching. And somehow within that, I've got to be like, by the way, this is what I do. I hope you like it. Yeah. And so we ended up like just fabricating stuff. Like we do things like I'm singing the song and band just full on rugby tackles me. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
And it ended up getting 4 million views, didn't it?
Wow.
Like 4 million views. Yeah.
It's the highest.
Wow.
Didn't translate into people listening to it.
Yeah.
So it's
the end goal's been hit.
learning all the time. You need people to actually connect to your music. So it's so hard on an app where it's like people give you 3 seconds and you're gone.
Yeah.
How do I connect with someone without shocking? And then I think we're all getting numb to it. I think we're all getting callous.
It's getting lower and lower than 3 seconds.
Yeah. You scrolling and it's like, don't leave me! Like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't make me feel good doing this whole shock factor of like, got ya, now this, you know. So I feel that's kind of where I've been for the last 2 years. And like, for instance, the things that keep that go viral now is when people kick off on me whilst I'm busting.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you know what I mean?
But it's a shame, really, because...
It is.
Yeah, because that's your talent and that's what you're trying to project, and then the negativity's been shown more than the positive.
I was going to say the situation at the minute with Town. Like, do you think that the TikTok following's kind of a part of that? Do you think if you was a regular busker on the street without a massive following, do you think it would be different?
It's a complete double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because like we were talking about earlier about like the people watching you and the attention.
Yeah, the opportunities.
That is, the opportunities and all this kind of stuff. Like I need that because I'm making music and I need people to consume it and I want them to join the family. But it's almost like casting out so many fishing rods and hoping that people bite them, and then like when you're doing that, you're going to rub people up the wrong way. And I understand that. Like I'm out on the high street, I'm being loud. Yeah. I'm you know what I mean? I'm being silly and stuff, and like it's rubbed many people up the wrong way, which is what I'm now experiencing with not just with the council. I've noticed there's so many people, so many young people from like the ages of like 18 to 22. It's almost become like a fun thing for them to kind of hate on me because they haven't had that connection. They just see me like singing and having arguments with the council and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, he's fucking loud, obnoxious. So and so, you know. And I just think it's like a complete breakdown. Like people don't actually get to know the real me. So when I'm like on the streets and I'm trying to tell them about my shows, I can see the looks they're giving me, and it's actually giving me so much anxiety now. Like even in town. Yeah. So you think it's not fun? That is tough. Kind of what you're being shown as on TikTok as opposed to like. I guess so. Yeah, but like you said, it's hard to get around it. It's me doing it. I'm uploading myself arguing with people. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like I understand that the responsibility that I have, but it's like, what do I do? Do I just hide in a corner and just try not to? It's your job, isn't it? It's my job. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword all the time. 70 going on. 70 going on. Yeah, I never want to come here ever again. I agree. See you guys. Oh, Suzanne. What's happening? I have something to say. Suzanne, thank you. Oh. What the fuck is that? That's so sick. Yo, thank you so much. Suzanne, thank you so much. Right, this whole live, depressing as it was, is dedicated to you. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, just trying to get on and just do a little bit of busking here, even with the new restrictions. And it's, hi, you alright? And it's just not a nice place to busk anymore. It's quite, what's the word? Unsettling. Do you know what I mean? You can't just chill. Anyway, so sorry that was a bit of a weird one. I'll see you guys again soon. I don't know where I'll be busking next, but next show is at the Butter Market, 3rd of December. Hopefully I can see you guys there. See you soon. Bye bye.
Oh, we need to do the video as well. For,
yeah, let's do it.
Have you seen the lady?
I missed her, to be fair. Really? I just get anxiety busking here now. Is that you? I was like, mate, the counts to go into some next level.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to focus on the positives. We've got 300 people coming to the shows. We've still got an amazing fan base.
It's a good point, I think, to end on. Yeah, good luck, best of luck with it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And have a great gig.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck.
You're all welcome if you want to come.
Thank you.
Just let us know.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Oh, I get really awkward like filming myself, but now someone's filming me film myself. Mate, I'm so awkward right now. I hate this, okay? Yeah, so I just had this narrative switch where I was like, if I want to do well within my career and my fans want that as well, and I'm still at the up and coming point where I've maybe got like 50 to 100 diehard fans, and then kind of people just kind of know who I am, and it's like, should we go to a show? Maybe not. Like, it's kind of us against the world. And it's like, why am I just doing all of this when they are passionate as well about the career and they want it to succeed as well? So I just started being like that, like asking them questions like, what do you think about this? And getting their opinions and stuff, and like sending merch ideas to them. I'm at a very small level now where I'm like maybe selling out 200-300 capacity shows, but you know, we want to be shooting for the stars, selling out stadiums and all that kind of stuff. And the way that I see it, if we get to that point where there's tens of thousands of people in a venue just for me and that small group of 50 to 100 people, we're going to know that we did that together. So yeah, I see them as all part of the team.
So after our first day of the investigation, it was time to head home for the night.
But for Jason, the work doesn't end there. His main focus was to now prepare for the biggest headline show of his career.
I am absolutely shattered.
I bet you are, it's early, isn't it?
I don't like it anymore.
Early start to go to Buckinghamshire, Jess.
How far is it from here? It's quite far, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it does.
I'm going to see the pigs on the farm. Not the pigs, I don't even think he has pigs.
I'm jealous, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's got sheep.
I bet you are. I'm really excited for it.
You'll have to ring me when you do it.
Yeah, 100%. And you're having a call with Callum.
I am. I'm
Callum
excited
Jordan.
to speak to him as well. He seems really focused.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be lovely.
It will, I'm sure. It's going to be a long day for you though.
It's way to go.
While I was still trying to wake up, Sam dropped me off as he headed over to Aylesbury to meet our next influencer.
So, currently I'm on my way to meeting Farmer Will. I'm really excited, to be honest. This is something that I've been looking forward to ever since we started this little investigation. I just think that he's so interesting in the way that his career has gone from like 0 to 100. It's crazy, and he's still doing his thing, which is really sick. I'm a bit gutted it's just me. I am gutted that Jess can't be with us. I'm really looking forward to just, seeing how he does things and what life is like on the farm.
Farmer Will grew to fame in 2021 with his videos on TikTok centred around the farm.
A very, very exciting package that came into the post today, and I've been waiting for this.
Will appeared on Love Island in 2023, where he met his partner, Jessie Winter. The two of them have been active on TikTok ever since.
Let's have a look at some stats of our famous farmer.
I'm Farmer Will, I'm 24 years old and I'm a farmer from Buckinghamshire who is dibble-dabbles, who is also on social media.
I turned this into a little bit of a bad boy!
What? They're in season!
I'm absolutely livid.
He's a farmer. I'm not a farmer. He wakes up at 5 a.m, he starts playing TikTok, he turns the lights on.
My TikTok @ is farmerwill_, and we are currently on 1.9 million.
After a long drive, I finally arrived in the Aylesbury countryside and it was time to meet Farmer Will.
So, first thing I'm going to ask you is pretty basic. When did TikTok come big for you? When was your big break and how did it come about?
So, I guess it came about during lockdown. I think a lot of creators during that period of time kind of like, blew up. I think everyone, because everyone was locked in their house, everyone was on TikTok sort of thing. And casually, I used to just post videos to my friends on like Snapchat, WhatsApp, and it was actually one of the girls in the group chat that was like, you should post it on TikTok. I kind of ummed and ahed, and I was like, should I, shouldn't I?
We were saying, because TikTok at one point, it seemed to be kind of a thing where it's like, if you had it, you was a bit sad. I don't know.
Yeah, no, 100%.
If you had it, it was like, mate, you got that?
It was like, it was cringy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was the first video I posted which went viral, which I guess started my TikToking career. The video was me actually lambing a sheep, listening to house music, Fisher at the time. And yeah, people loved it. And at the start, it was just focused on content, trying to get views, trying to get people to watch it, trying to suss out what people liked. But as kind of like my career's gone on, there is a real message that I'm trying to put out now. And if it's to do with getting younger people into farming, the economic pressures, mental health, all kind of like evolving around that. I had no intention of starting TikTok. It happened by chance. It was actually one of my friends who told me to post the video, and then I posted it and it blew up, and I was like, all aboard the TikTok train, and carried on posting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then click it in. Yep, and then you can pull that out.
Cool. Sorted.
Done. Nice. Yeah, I know you just got your first sheet.
The dream was never to be in the social eye. I think the dream for me growing up was to expand the farm, to develop the farm, to get bigger, to be quite honest. But I guess the dreams have changed because with TikTok, it allowed me to have another love. I absolutely love creating videos. I guess as the time went on and I was posting more videos and getting a really, really good response, I was like, I kind of sat down and thought, oh, you can make a career out of this. You can make money out of it, sort of thing. And then it turned from enjoyment to a business. I think with farming, it's trying to portray it in a different light. I think stereotypically, if you look at farming, you think, well, this is what I always say. You think of a dirty old man. You do, don't you? You think of that, like my dad. You think of a dirty old man. But where farming is that's what I want to put out. Farming is so much more than that. And the average age for a farmer actually in the UK is 59. So that statistic just shows you how much of a lack there is with the younger farmers getting it in. So it is just trying to encourage more people into the industry. I think definitely TikTok has opened up a door for loads of farm influencers, farm influencers sort of thing, which just it does put out the word of farming more. However, before I was on social media, it wasn't really a drive of mine, to be quite honest, but it was only when I opened up the social media door and then I was like, I am in the public eye, people do look up to me. That's when I did broaden my knowledge on all things farming. Because me growing up, all of the knowledge I had, I learned from my dad, which learned from his dad, and so on and so forth.
Like you touched on your dad and your family, the fun have always been, you've always lived here, you've always done it.
Yeah.
Was the TikTok and the media kind of a nice change to it, and was it like another layer added, so you didn't get bored of doing what you're doing?
Yes and no. So I love farming. I love kind of like everything that happens on the farm. However, it's a very lonely industry, but it was, I guess, a way of me connecting with other people. By posting those videos, I could go through the comments, I could reply to the comments, and it was a sense of me connecting myself with other people as well, which it's not a normal job. In a normal job you would see, your other employees, you would have work parties.
Every day.
Yeah, social gatherings and everything like that. So it was a way for me to connect to other things rather than the sheep behind us, I guess. I think, especially in the industry that I'm in, it needs more people speaking about it, and it was such a nice feeling for me when I did put out that content to get a really good response, and it was more of I was posting videos for the people watching rather than for myself.
So what I'm going to do for you all today is show you what animals are on the farm and what animals I'll be feeding.
With farming and social media, you can't have enough platforms to put out your content, and I guess I'm now on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, an author which has created this little bad boy for the love of farming, and there's just not enough platforms that you can put it out in, and hopefully down the line I can get a TV show and I can get more platforms to preach. You can't you can never be big enough. You can always keep growing, you can always get better.
So I'm just going to get some food out for the donkeys, and we're going to hopefully go out and they'll come running to me.
On TikTok, what do you think was the first big opportunity?
I remember my first deal was 60 quid for 3 videos, and I was like, you boys got it in the bag now! I was like, what the flip? I was like, you're getting money for nothing here. And it was a sound on TikTok, and I was like to my dad, oh my god, 60 quid, I've just earned 60 quid doing 3 videos.
Yeah.
And then as the time went on and I got bigger, you kind of got like bigger deals than that, where you got £100 for a music video. And then a really strange one, a European man started to send, my PayPal was linked to it, a European man started to send money. He just said, carry on creating videos. And he used to send me like £500 to £1,000 a month. And Your Shoulders was a big scale, Father, McCain's, all big scales, which were, for me, I was like, oh my god, I can actually start making a living. Yeah. Because the biggest thing with farming is, I was on pennies by my dad. You know, I was on like 200 quid a week. Yeah. But I was working towards owning the farmhouse, and running the business. So when I started drawing in this revenue, it really opened up a door where I was like, oh my god, I can start saving. I can start, I started businesses on the farm,
on the side as well.
Of course, yeah, of course.
I think the industry is creative. You've got to have a creative mind in order for the business to work. So if, for example, you didn't have creative videos and people weren't enjoying it, then from the business side or the point of view, brands won't want to work with you because you're not performing. It is all about a numbers game. Your engagement needs to be up. You need to have the followers. There's loads of different things that connect the dots for brands to work with you. So from the creative side, if you're not creative or you do slack, then from the business point of view, that won't succeed.
I'm Will, I'm 23, I'm a farmer, and I'm from Buckinghamshire.
Yeah, so then Love Island with TikTok. Going on that with the following you had, I think it's 1.1 million, something like that. Did you feel a pressure kind of going in?
You know, when I had the interviews, it was very, I didn't think I was going to get on because I had one interview with the execs and that was it. I did my health and my mental health and everything like that, but I only had one meeting, one Zoom, and then one meeting with the execs. So I was like, I just haven't got it. Because you hear these stories of people having to go through, months and months of process. And it wasn't until my final date with Jesse where the person above the exec said, I was the one who casted you. I saw you on TikTok and I wanted you on the show. Cool. So that's when I guess the connection came, where I guess if you look back, if without TikTok and without making a name for myself, I would be with Jesse. I wouldn't have gone on Love Island.
TikTok has affected my life in so many different ways. And I do truly believe in life, you have a domino effect. One thing leads on to another, which leads on to another. So if you look at kind of like my life and what I've achieved and what I've done, it all started with TikTok, to be quite honest. If you're talking about online presence, it all started with TikTok. TikTok made me a more confident person. I've got more money because of TikTok. I've been given more opportunities, for example, Love Island. So TikTok has given me a lot of opportunities. And if you do look down, have you ever seen the film Sliding Doors? It was just like that. If I'd never done TikTok, I wouldn't be sat here in front of you today.
To be quite honest, before Love Island, I guess, I'd never been to an event. Yeah. Everyone just knew me behind a screen. I was just working out on the farm, putting my content out, and I kind of just stayed to myself.
All I did was sit behind the camera, do my video, and that was the end of it for me. And since coming off of Love Island, a lot of doors have opened, a lot of networking has happened where you do get to speak to other people and do get to experience different things.
On the social media side from Love Island, do you think that it's kind of hindered anything since going on the show?
Lads, I think I've been very fortunate with coming off the show. A lot of people have a lot of love to give. We haven't had much hate or anything like that.
I think TikTok is a community. I think I've got a community of followers. I think people who are content creators have a community of followers. Whether that's good or bad community, I don't know, because on all these sites you do get hate.
To be quite honest with it, I came back to the farm. That's what I'm pushing, and I think especially in the social media industry, you're never going to get 100% of people on board. So you're always going to get people who don't agree with you, but I think that's just social media in itself.
And media, yeah.
Of course.
I'm pretty chilled out with hate comments, to be quite honest. I don't think I wouldn't really say they're hate comments. I'd say they're more just negative comments, because I know in comparisons to other creators, it's not bad. Other creators have got real bad backlash and real hate comments.
I think the reason for that you do so well post-Love is because you stuck to your own thing. Like, you knew what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You stuck to that, and you didn't kind of get lost. So I think that's why
It's in your own lane, isn't it?
Yeah, on TikTok.
I think I'm pretty myself online, to be quite honest. Maybe to myself, but yeah, you know, I've definitely met people who have been on social media who are completely different than how they are online. But I think that's the thing with social media. You have no idea, because you're only telling a story that you want people to know.
What do you think the best and worst aspects of it all at the minute? Farming or social media? Well, move together. Is there anything that does it kind of clash sometimes? They're struggling.
No, it doesn't clash. I've got my brother back home, and he's got a job on the side as well. So we kind of like, when I've got different jobs on, we slip in and out, sort of thing. And even before going into the villa, when I was getting a lot more brand deals, and I was going to have to leave the farm a lot more. You know, my dad was really supportive of it, and we just worked the farm around it, because it's a family business. We're all working towards the same goal, and we're all working together, sort of thing. It never clashed, because I'll go, I've got this on this day.
They're working with you as well.
Yeah. For me, the farm and the family will always take priority over social media. So, you know, moving forward, if it doesn't work out, although, you know, I will be a little bit upset or down, however, I knew that I put everything into trying to make it work, but it's not the end of the world, sort of thing. Yeah, I think maintaining followers is difficult, because everyone's changing, everyone's different, and it's how do you, when you do have an audience, how do you captivate them for the journey that you want to do social media for? The main thing is, how do you keep the audience that you've got entertained, and how can you keep getting them entertained? I think every person who is in social media has got down or has affected their mental health because of growth, followings. You know, looking back from when I started, I had a real big spike in the first 6 months, and then it dips, and it does make you question yourself as a video content creator, you know, definitely. However, I'm now in a place where I believe the content that I'm putting out is good content, and if people don't enjoy it or it doesn't get the views, then that's okay. I'm still proud of the piece of work. Thank you.
Interesting kind of finding out what it was like from the start of your career to now. And I think you do really well for yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you. There's Bunky and Kronk, the two goats that are standing on the fence.
Did TikTok make me famous? I think it's really, really difficult to answer that question, because what I would ask you is, what would you class famous as? You know, has TikTok put my profile out there? Do more people know me because of TikTok? I do think that. However, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's made me famous, because what is fame? I always say, although people disagree, that I got lucky with TikTok, that I blew up on TikTok, you know? And with people coming out of education and wanting that, it's a dream, you know? It's like wanting to become a professional footballer. Not everyone makes it. It's not something, even if you do 10 years of hard work and graft, you still might not have it. I wouldn't leave school or leave education for it.
As I headed back home, Jess was facing trouble with our third influencer, Callum.
Watch a big lorry come up behind. Hello, you alright?
Yeah, all good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Are you driving?
Yeah, I am at the minute. I'm just on my way home. How was Callum?
Not great, to be honest. I don't know. I just didn't hear off him. I tried to give him a ring, but he just wasn't answering, so...
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's all good. Maybe something's come up. But it's a shame. After weeks of planning and discussion, our third influencer stood us up on the day of filming. Have you been somewhere yet?
Yeah, I'm not far away. Do you want me to just come pick you up?
I mean, if you're near, then yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. It was our first and only letdown of the entire documentary.
God.
Call me by surprise as I threw my phone right into the river.
When I'm promoting like my shows, it's a real hard slog. You're out in the cold promoting the shows, and it really does catch up to you. But then the show happens, and there's 300 people there, and you're jumping and going crazy together. And you come off stage and you're like, it's so worth it. It's worth never having the money. It's worth constantly being ill because I'm lacking sleep and I'm only working. It's worth every single second of the struggle. And then I get to watch those videos back and I make content about it, and it just reminds me exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing every single day. I don't want to do that whole thing where like creators like, ooh, my fans are over there and I'm here, because as I said, like they're if I'm going to get to where I'm going to be, it's going to be because of them. Do you know what I mean? So I need to give them that respect as well, but also respect me and my boundaries at the same time. So it's like a weird little game that you got to play. That was the biggest headline yet, yeah, oh yeah, because it's like 1,000 capacity venues, so it's huge. Like we had like people on the floor, and then you had the balcony up above. It just looked amazing. The big screen up above, they had like, what is it called, the pyrotechnics. It was crazy.
Now the cheer for Shrewsbury Council.
Yeah, like the Shrewsbury show was absolutely amazing, and I just feel I ran it. The Shrewsbury chapter ran its course. Do you know what I mean?
I'll get an email in the morning. Stop it.
TikTok, as I said, has changed my life. So it adds a financial element where I'm able to finance a bit more of my projects through the TikTok, and I'm being recognised purely from TikTok, which when I'm on the streets trying to promote shows and promote tours, it used to be a whole thing of like, you see someone, hopefully they stop and they listen to a few songs when they go home and they get to know you a little bit more, and maybe the next time they see you, you have another chat and they buy a ticket. But now it's that they already know who I am, and it's a complete icebreaker, and it's been a complete game changer for my career. I'm really struggling to accept it, to be fair. Being a busker, like, I'm used to trying so hard to just even get one person to notice and stay around for a few songs. Like, I've had to work for every single ticket I've ever sold. And in one go to just see 300 people turn up, and they're not just walking past me, they're there for me. It's, the imposter syndrome kicks in massively. But I am slowly accepting it now, and instead of overthinking it and say like, why are you here for me? I don't deserve this, all these thoughts. Instead, I can just be completely free and comfortable and realise that these are my people, and yeah, it's really nice.
When I say jump, I want us all to go crazy. All right, you ready? One, two, three, jump!
Did TikTok make me famous? It made me recognisable. It helped me get attention. There's a big difference between attention and fame. I feel fame has to be earned. So I would, if the term famous was ever going to be used, I would really want it to be from my music, not from TikTok. Pub? Sorry.